Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Monday, the 13th of January, 2025. A great streaming day with a good variety of content, some funny moments. So let's talk about that. So, first, today's Level 1 podcast does not have anything too specific to do. There was no real game news. In fact, there's a big lull in game news right now. Everyone is anticipating that possibly later this week there's going to be the announcement of the Switch 2. In about a week's time or so, there's going to be a big Microsoft press conference. There's going to be all these different things going on, but not yet. So it's kind of a lull. And because of that, I basically told everyone, I really don't have anything for today. Like, we're good to go. We could just hang out and talk or whatever we want to do. And so that's exactly how we treated the show. We started talking and hanging out and, shooting the shit, as they say. But apparently there was an update to the Dark Souls mods that I've been using, and we were going to play Dark Souls with mods today. There's two mods I'm using. One is the remastered mod, which changes all the graphics and lighting in the game to make it more modern. And then there's the something of sunlight. Why can't I think of the name of it? I can't even think of the name of it right now. But basically, this mod improves the game, adding builds, adding weapons, adding all kinds of gameplay elements. Although it's still the same Dark Souls 1, a lot of bosses are different. HP is much higher on enemies than it was in the original game. Healing is way slower, so it makes it hard to heal. It basically makes it a more challenging game experience, okay? So, we tried to install the update to the graphical mod, and it just destroyed the game. Like, it was pitch black, and we couldn't actually see anything. And I was like, what? So we spent, no lie, like 40 minutes of this podcast troubleshooting, completely reinstalling the game from scratch, trying to upload or install different versions of the update. Like, we wound it back to 1 or 2 updates ago, and that didn't work. And we finally found the solution. It was quite funny. If you didn't see the podcast today, I recommend that you check it out. But I made a highlight video highlighting the entire process of us trying to figure this out and my incredible frustration while we were doing it. It was quite funny. So if you want to have a good laugh, definitely check out the highlight that'll go live overnight. And by the way, I just want to say thank you guys for the highlights that I've been making recently. You guys have watched them pretty well and gave them a lot of attention. For example, I made a highlight the other day of me reacting to the Atomfall trailer, or not really trailer, but initial gameplay that they came out with. And within not even 24 hours, it's got almost 2,000 views. Before then, I talked about how Assassin's Creed Shadows got delayed, and that does have over 2,000 views. And it seems like these highlights are doing well. So thank you, because they take some effort to do, and I appreciate that you guys watch them after I take the effort to edit them out and make them separate stream highlights for you. So I appreciate that very much. I hope you'll continue to check them out. They're in a playlist called DSP Stream Highlights. If you haven't seen that playlist, it's pretty good. So good stuff. Thank you for that. That highlight will go live overnight if you want to see me get really frustrated at PC gaming in general and the Dark Souls mods not working and us trying to troubleshoot it. It's a pretty funny video. Then we began with Dark Souls, okay? And today was a very productive day in Dark Souls. So first, we decided to finish in Orlando, which opened up fast travel. Then we went to, we realized that the Firekeeper's shrine, or the shrine, the main shrine, is destroyed, like Firelink, because in the plot, the guy went and killed the Firekeeper, and so because of that, we can't use it as a main hub, which sucks because it is a really well-positioned main hub. So I said, well, since we can't use this, let's just go right down into the cave of, there's the catacombs that becomes the cave of, or the tomb of the giants, right? So I had forgotten a critical piece of information, but we went down there and we went through all the catacombs, very confusing, going in circles. Basically, I got to the end of them on my own, but I wanted to find the hidden skeleton blacksmith, so someone tipped me on how to find them. So then I found them, got a bunch of items, got the rare ring that you need to fight Gwendolyn, got all that done, and then got to the Tomb of the Giants, fought Pinwheel, and Pinwheel actually is a little different in this version of the game as opposed to, in the original when he just kind of stands there and lets you beat the shit out of him. In this one, he actually has some attacks and stuff that are kind of interesting. So it was fun. By the way, he's still a pushover, but it was actually fun to actually see him do something. So then we continued down into the Tomb of the Giants and fully explored all of that, only to find Then when I got to the end, the boss door that leads to Graveyard or Gravelord Nito's area was blocked. And I'm like, wait a minute, but we beat in Orlando. And then someone said to me, oh, you beat in Orlando, but did you go do the Lord Vessel thing? I was like, wait, no, you have to do something? And they're like, yeah, you have to go down into the area and put down the Lord Vessel. That's what's opened the big 4 boss doors. And I was like, well, that sucks because I didn't want to do the Framped plot line. I kind of wanted to skip Framped. So I was like, how do I do it? And someone's like, oh, so, you can actually just skip Framped entirely. Just run right by him. I was like, what? I never tried that before, so I did, and you can. You can get down there and place the Lord Vessel without talking to Framped. So we did that, but then I was a little frustrated, obviously, because I spent all that time going all the way down to, Gravelord area, and I couldn't get in there yet. And someone suggested, hey, you should go back to Anne Orlando, and you should do the invasion there to fight, what's his name, Lorik? Because if you beat him, you get one of the best rings in the game and a bunch of items that you can use. I was like, oh, all right, maybe I'll do that. So I go back to Anne Orlando, and I was about to use a humanity. And for some reason, I was like, let's not do it yet. Let's actually go into the main hall and just see what's there before I pop the humanity. And then lo and behold, it's a 2v1 NPC fight. I was like, what is this? I don't even remember this fight. And I don't even know who the hell these 2 assholes were. So I had a pretty fun fight running around fighting those guys. And then after that, we did the invasion, and the invasion was 3v1. And all I'm going to say is it was pretty crazy and suspenseful. But it ended up being fun. Like, I had a good time with it. And it was a great stream of Dark Souls. Now, I'll say this. Obviously, I didn't expect this. We got insane amounts of support. Over $800 of support on the Dark Souls stream, out of which I think like 600 was from one person. All right? So that was insane and not expected whatsoever. And then on top of that, other people saw the support and started also supporting. So we ended up hitting something like, I think it was 5 goals today. We were at 63 and we ended the stream at like 68. I was like, holy shit. So, this new goal system absolutely positively works because every dollar counts because you have the potential to hit multiple rewards in one stream. It's awesome because now if someone has a very, generous day and they can't be coming to other streams, but they could just be generous at once, they could do that and it all counts towards the goals instead of it, oh, we hit the goal, so now you got to wait till next stream to try to keep the streak alive. Forget that streak. That streak thing was stupid. This is a much better system. So it was obviously a great Dark Souls stream with great progress and great support. The late stream tonight was Call of Duty Black Ops 6. First hour, we had to do the dailies, which was getting kills where you're fighting and you have to use that overkill ability and switch weapons between one primary to another. So you had to get a kill, swap, get a second kill like 5 times. Then you had to get a whole bunch of LMG kills and stuff. We got all that done. And then for the rest of the night, I was leveling up the Grakova handgun. This is the handgun that's full auto, but is very weak. Reason being, I want to do the Akimbo. I had actually done Akimbo of the better handgun, but it's not good Akimbo. It's only good by itself. Akimbo, it's single shot. It's very hard to use. So I want to use the dual full auto handgun, so we're working on it. We went from like level 7 or 8 all the way up to like level 22 tonight. So probably one more stream. And we will be able to actually max that out and do Akimbo of the Grakovas, which I'm excited for. Support tonight wasn't bad, but wasn't amazing. I think it raised like $70, but dude, do you really think I was going to complain when I had such an awesomely supported first stream? Of course not. Okay? Of course not. So, great stuff today all day long. Great gameplay, amazing support, and you're going to get a fun highlight overnight. Now, tomorrow is not a podcast. Tomorrow is episode 2 of Smart Guys, the new wrestling commentary show starring myself and Ashton from Kino Casino. That will be airing 11:30 a.m. Pacific time on the DSP Reacts channel, which is youtube.com/@DSP and on my Kick channel, which is, of course, DSP Gaming Real. Now, important episode for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's week 2 of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Can Raw live up to the hype they created last week with their production values and crazy matches, or is this week going to massively fizzle out and end up being underwhelming and a disappointment? That's question number 1. Question number 2, Ash and I have been talking, and we have determined what we want to do with the future of the show. We have some ideas. We're going to announce all of those ideas and how the goals and support structure will work for the show. Reason being, last week we didn't really have anything planned, so we ended up setting it up as if it were like a normal stream for me. which doesn't make sense because this is a show that we're both a part of and we're both benefiting from. Why is it counting towards my streak of goals hit and stuff like that? We have our own ideas and new stuff that we're fully announcing tomorrow. So if you weren't here last week, check out the episode. It is archived over on DSP Reacts right now. And the new episode should be great, announcing new structure, new goals, special events, extra stuff, and awesome stuff tomorrow. So don't miss it. All right, guys? All right, everyone. Please have a good night. Tomorrow, it is Smart Guys. Whenever Smart Guys finishes, we're going to jump back over here to DSP Gaming for some Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And then on the late stream tomorrow night, the return of fighting games. It's Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Game Classics Collection, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, fun matches and good times tomorrow all day long. Everyone, please have a good evening, and I'll see you all in the morning for an awesome day of streams. Peace out.